Welcome to HavenShine Reviews, Episode 8, here on Rhode Island Broadcasting, which, while you're at it, you should definitely leave a follow, hit that bell for notifications, go ahead and share this video if you will, and if you're looking for more review content, go ahead and head over to havenshine.net. Now, this week we are reviewing the Snyder Cut of Justice League, something I was trying to quell my excitements for a month now, but haven't really been able to, but far surpassed my expectations. Anyway, let's get right into the review.
Spoiler alert!
First thing we got is the actor believability, which I scored a 9. I thought the acting in this was actually much better than the original cut. Were actually a couple of scenes where, even though it was the same exact scene, they used a different take than the original, the Justice League in 2017. And a lot of those decisions I felt were actually a lot better. So gave it a 9 for that. The supporting cast also gets a 9 from me. There's actually a really small supporting cast in this movie. Really, it's kind of just Jeremy Irons and a couple of really small roles from people, because the main actors, the Justice League, all get a ton of screen time. They all feel like main characters, unlike the original cut. And they're all really fleshed out. So they're really like the main cast. And like I said, very few people in the supporting cast, but I still thought they did great. We got the screenwriting getting a 9 from me as well. I thought it was much better in this cut. There's a lot more going on that seems to have weight, a lot more really important scenes happening. In the original cut, the 2017 cut, what we call now Justice League, actually had a lot of fluff, in my opinion. Even though it was a shorter movie, it had more fluff. Kind of weird, but that's just how I see it. Next thing we have is the storyline. That's going to get a big 10 from me. I think the storyline is extremely improved upon. It was the full, if you've ever read comics, it's the full cast of Apocalypse that you would normally think is going to be invading a planet involved in the invasion of Earth, instead of just Steppenwolf, who most laymen are not going to have heard of in the first place. There were a lot of prologue things that I liked that would have set up into another movie that are actually really worth watching in this one. In the other one, it really felt like it was just tacked on in the end. In this, it seems like a fully thought out vision, something that was thought for more than just a couple months about, but for a very long time. So that's going to get a big 10 from me. We have the production for this one getting a 9. I was a huge fan of all the stuff that was added. Obviously, it's 4 hours, so they had to add a lot of stuff. But even in the first 2 hours of the movie, there's just more stuff. There's better stuff. There's better action. There's characters who are acting within what we're more used to their character acting like, and not just being quippy joke machines, which is what a lot of the characters felt like to me in that 2017 cut. So I really like them taking a more serious tone with this one. Up next, we have the music. That's going to also get a big 10 from me. I personally believe music should really stand out in a movie or be completely seamless in a movie. If it can weave itself into the thing you're watching perfectly, it's almost like it's not there. It's just adding to the complete picture of the movie. And I thought the music in this one was excellent in doing that. So again, that's going to get another 10. We have the background. That's going to score an 8, which is actually the lowest number for all of my scores in this review. There's so much happening in the foreground in this movie that you can lose the background, but there's still some decent set pieces there, and it takes you over a lot more locations than that old 2017 cut does. So I think adding those cool new locations was a plus for me. But again, a lot of stuff happening in the foreground, so you don't always notice the background, which to me is fine anyway. Next up, we have entertainment. That's going to get a big 10 for me. I was glued to the screen the whole time. I was actually watching with my girlfriend. She's not a big movie fan. She was glued to the screen the whole time. So I could tell it was just really captivating for her, and that was also a bonus. I really enjoyed the more serious tone that the movie took, and it really entertained the crap out of me. The next one is the ending, another big 10. Now, the ending to this one, where I can take away a point, I decided not to, where you can take away a point, is the pacing of the end really drops off, but that's just because the climax of the movie is so intense. But the way that it sets up a possible next movie, and even just really ties up the loose ends that kind of fall to the wayside of the movie before the climax, those get tied up, those get brought together, and then it really leads into what I hope will be another series of movies coming up soon. Now, the watchability is going to get a 9 from me. The only place that it loses points is being a 4-hour film. It is 4 hours and 2 minutes, so super duper long. But I thought it was extremely watchable. I actually have already started to watch it again. It's most likely going to take more than just one sit down to do, but still very rewatchable. A lot of stuff going on that you can look at and you can notice for different scenes. So that is my review of the Snyder Cut. In total, I think I scored it somewhere around like the 80s or 90s. I don't have my exact tally here, which I should have, but it's great. Please go watch it. Please support Zack Snyder. And that's all from me. If you want to go ahead and follow the video or like the video and follow, then that would be great. And check out HavenShineReviews.net for more reviews.